Hi, I'm Roa I'm 12 and I'm from Oregon. I love Camp Janu because it's just, I don't know, kind of feels like a home away from home.
Bigfoot, a 50-year journey come full circle. Written by Matthew A. Johnson. I'm Willi Rose. We are reading the book, Bigfoot, and on chapter 24 right now, and it's entitled Arguing with Onks. I was back in Grants Pass, Oregon. I had just finished showering and I was standing in front of the mirror shaving when Onks decided to engage in mind speak with me. He said, "Please come out here today. We need you to come out here, please." I responded, "I'm sorry, Onks, but I can't come out to Soya today. I have several private practice clients to see. Also, I have to go to my son's game later today. I just can't make it." Onks did not respond. Silence. I went on with my day as planned. The next morning I had just woken up and I was contemplating whether or not to climb out of bed and take a shower when Onks approached me again via MindSpeak. He said to me, "You don't have any clients to see today and your son doesn't have a game. Please come out here today. We need you to come out here, please." Well, I had no idea how he knew my schedule, but he was correct. He had me there. I had absolutely nothing on my schedule for the day. I responded, "Okay, I'll come out to Soya today." He responded, "Thank you." As Onks requested, I drove out to Soya. When I arrived there, it was very quiet. I walked around the area, picked up some trash, and threw it in the back of my pickup truck. I sat quietly in the middle of base camp for an hour, listening and watching for anything. Nothing. It was totally quiet. I thought to myself, well, this is confusing. Why was Onks so insistent, both yesterday and today, for me to come out to Soya, if nothing was going to happen once I got here? This doesn't make any sense at all. I pulled out my Bible and read out loud from the Gospel of John. Still nothing. An hour later, I packed up my camping chair and put it back in my truck. I started up my vehicle and slowly drove away while shaking my head. To be completely honest, I was very frustrated. I went out of my way to come out to Soya as requested, and then absolutely nothing happened. About a half-mile away from the Soya base camp, I slowly rounded a corner in my pickup truck, and then Onks delivered a very powerful and loud MindSpeak message to me. "Stop your truck and pick up the garbage on the side of the road." I responded, "You're kidding me, right? You were on my case both yesterday and today to come out here so I could pick up some garbage on the side of the road? Really? I've already picked up enough garbage today. Someone else can pick up that garbage. I'm going home." I continued to slowly drive on the road when Onks said, "Please stop your truck and pick up that garbage on the side of the road now." I stopped my truck, shook my head, let out a frustrated sigh, killed my engine, and got out of the truck to pick up the garbage. As I picked up the garbage and threw it in the back of my truck, I was upset by the people who think that the forest is a big garbage can. I get so sick and tired of people who are too dang lazy to go to the dump or landfill to properly dispose of their garbage. I would love to slap those idiots upside the head for their laziness and stupidity. May they be infested with 1,000 fleas of a camel. I was about to climb back into my pickup truck when I noticed a wadded-up piece of paper on the ground that was next to the pile of garbage that I had just picked up. I reached down, grabbed the paper, unfolded the crumbled-up mess, and began to read it out of curiosity. The note read as follows: I have pictures of your truck, your face, and your license plate. If you don't stop coming out here, I'm going to turn you into the Oregon State Police if I don't shoot you first. Well, needless to say, that got my attention. Unks told me, we need to move you to a new area. It's not safe here for you. Well, I sure as heck wasn't going to argue with Unks about going to a new area. The last thing I wanted to deal with was some psycho with a gun. I fear stupid humans more than anything else that I might run into out in the woods. Stupid humans are the most dangerous predators in the forest, more dangerous than cougars, wolves, and bears. I asked Unks, where are you moving me to? He responded, here. And then he gave me a vision to a place that I had visited about 13 years earlier. I reluctantly said, okay, because it was over 2 hours away from Grants Pass, Oregon. Although it was still located in southern Oregon, I was not looking forward to the long drive. With the note in hand, I immediately drove to the satellite office of the Oregon State Police, which is located in Grants Pass, Oregon. I showed them the note and asked if anyone had reported me or my truck. They told me that I had not been reported to their office. Then a state trooper said to me, looks like you need to find a new place to go camping. I wouldn't go back to that area again if I were you. Also, this is outside of our jurisdiction. You'll need to go to the BLM office and report this to them. I thanked the officers for their time and left the building. I drove over to the Bureau of Land Management, the BLM office in Grants Pass, Oregon, and showed them the note. A gentleman sitting behind a computer asked me to come over and show him on a map exactly where my camping area was located. Don't worry, I didn't tell the state troopers or this gentleman the real reason why I was camping out in the location. When I was finally able to pinpoint the spot on the Google Earth map, he hit a button on the keyboard and the software imposed a map over the top of the original picture. The overlaying map showed where the BLM areas were located. The gentleman said to me, uh-oh, it looks like you're camping on private property. I said, that's impossible. I'm out in the middle of a forest and there's no private property anywhere near the area. He responded, it looks like your camping spot is surrounded by BLM land, but if this is your camping area, you're most definitely on private property. I asked, who does it belong to? He said, there's no way to tell. It could be owned by a timber company or a private party or by Josephine County. It really doesn't matter, though. Given the fact that your life has been threatened, I would go find a new area to camp. There's plenty of forest out there to explore. I'm sure you'll find a new spot. I thanked him for his time and left the building. A couple days later, I had the entire day off, so I started my drive to reach the new location that Unks and the elders wanted me to move to. I couldn't help but be in awe that this was the second time in less than 5 months that Unks and the elders had given me a vision of where they wanted me to go in order to establish a base camp so I could interact with them. Think about it. How many times has that happened to anyone that you know? I was both honored and blown away as I began my trek to the New Soya. Along the way, I opted to reach the New Soya through the back door via the logging roads. I didn't want to drive on the highway when I could enjoy the beauty of the mountains and logging roads. As I was driving on the logging roads, I would occasionally take a turn and explore an area. When I did, Unks asked, "What are you doing?" I responded, "I'm just exploring this area to see if it would make a good base camp." He said, I showed you where to go. Please go there. I continued to meander along the mountain roads, slowly but surely heading towards the New Soya. Once I stopped the truck to let Zeus out to go potty, and Onks asked, "What are you doing?" I responded, "I'm just letting Zeus stretch his legs and go to the bathroom. Besides, I need to go potty too. Relax. I'll eventually get to the new area." About an hour later, as I continued my snail's pace approach to reaching the New Soya, I took a turn down a side road just to do some exploring. I love checking out new logging roads to see where they go. Every area is beautiful in its own majestic way. Every road is a treasure chest of unexplored natural wonder. Once again, Onks asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just exploring the area. You never know where a good place for a base camp might pop up." By this time, I was intentionally messing with Onks, like on the Jack Link's jerky commercials. He said, "I showed you where to go. Please go there." Well, after meandering on the logging roads for about 5 hours and enjoying the beautiful day, I finally arrived at the new location for Soya. Zeus and I got out of the truck, walked over to the bushes on the perimeter of the base camp, and marked our turf. Onks said to me, "Welcome. We hope you enjoy your new camping area." I responded, "Thank you. It's certainly beautiful here. I can't wait to spend more time up here with my friends while we're visiting with you and your clan." As I began to walk around and explore the area, I heard a couple different tree knocks all around me. It was a nice confirmation that I had reached the correct spot. I was surprised to see just how much circumstantial evidence was in the surrounding area. There were so many Bigfoot tracks on the ground that it looked like they hosted a convention in the area. Zeus and I hiked to different vistas and enjoyed the view. Finally, it was time to get in the truck and drive away. While I was driving down the logging road, I saw a side road and decided to turn on it. Immediately, I heard Onks ask, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just wanting to explore this last area to see if there might be a good spot for a base camp." He said, "You already know where we want you to set up your camp." I responded, "I know you did, but it doesn't hurt to check out one more area." Then Onks responded rather strongly, "If you go down there, something bad is going to happen." I disagreed with him and said, "Nothing bad is going to happen. I have my gun and I have you. It's not going to hurt for me to take a look at what's down there. I'll be okay." I drove down the side road about a mile, stopped my truck, killed the engine, and Zeus and I got out and explored the area. It was a meadow surrounded by trees, a perfect fishbowl, an ideal place to set up a base camp. Zeus and I explored the surrounding area for a few minutes and then climbed back into my truck. I started the engine, and the dashboard of my truck started screaming at me with an annoying sound. I looked down and saw the words, "Flat tire." I got out of the truck and checked out my tires. Sure enough, I had a flat tire. I dug through my truck to find the equipment and changed my tire, and it was nowhere to be found. I looked through the owner's manual to find out where it was supposed to be stored in my truck, and it wasn't there. I thought to myself, "Crap! I'm stuck up on the mountain without any means to change my flat tire. I'm screwed." I noticed that the sun was starting to go down. That's when I made the decision to drive off of the mountain with my flat tire, because I wasn't going to spend the night up there alone in the dark. As I slowly but surely began my descent off of the mountain, I finally reached a place where I had minimal cell phone reception. I called Shelley Mower for help, and she drove all that way out to the mountains with the proper equipment to rescue me. I was finally able to change my flat tire. On my way back to Grants Pass, Oregon, I bought Shelley an ice cream cone as a thank you for rescuing me. Finally, as I drove along the highway in the dark to return home, I couldn't help but hear, "I told you that something bad would happen." That's when I decided never to argue with Onks again. Especially since that mistake cost me over $500 because I had to put 2 new tires on my truck, not just one tire. From now on, Onks is right. No more messing with Sasquatch. That's it for chapter 24. And we move along to chapter 25. That's called The Exodus. You've been listening to Bigfoot, 50-Year Journey Come Full Circle, written by Dr. Matthew A. Johnson. I'm Willi Rose.